Testing. What up, YouTube? It's your boy. I'm back on again. These are going to be different types of videos that I normally do and different types of rants. It's going to be geared more to, let's just say, lack of a better word, the black community. For lack of a better word. Because there's many kind of different types of black people. And so, Creole and red bones and Africans, Americans. So there's many different types of black people, but this is going to be based for the American black. And I guess the reason why I'm doing these videos is because I've been listening to so much mis and disinformation that it's apparent that if I don't say anything, you guys are just going to keep on screwing things up, making them worse. And I'm just tired of just listening to stupidity, you know? You guys aren't really doing the work that you're supposed to do, but hey, I guess that's why I'm here. That's what Dick Gregory would say, right? I study this shit. So I'm gonna start calling people out. So I guess I'm gonna be calling out what's that? Young Pharaoh, Brother Polite, and I don't know, maybe ANKH, but because they're all going about this in the wrong way. I know everybody's trying to monetize what they're doing and reach fan bases, because you dudes have reached a place of you're not even having content. It's just entertainment at this point. And we know people have short attention spans. So we got to start clearing things up for these young people so they're not so lost and running with stupidity, because the powers that be, that's what they get off on you with incorrect knowledge. So let's start this off. Let's start with I'm going to chop these things up with this guy named Pharaoh. Now, I guess I could slowly start chipping away at this young man's arguments. I'm not saying that he's not passionate and whatnot on what he's doing, but the stuff he's pushing is pretty incorrect. And then it's something about black people, it pushing incorrect knowledge, niggas just hop onto it. You speak on some real shit, niggas ain't trying to hear that shit, but pander to some pseudo new age mumbo jumbo, they are on it. And when I'm speaking, I'm always generally speaking. I'm not saying it's like this 100% of the time. So first I want to address the ANKH and the real purpose of the ANKH. Jesus. And then I'll hit him up later on Black Woman is God and whatnot and my take on that. So let's get to the ANKH, in that he foolishly believes this new age mumbo jumbo about the ANKH being part of the vagina or something. And no, that's not it. Actually, the ANKH is the origin of white supremacy into Africa. That's right, the ANKH. So all you Negroes running around with them ANKHs, you're actually talking about white supremacy. And I explain that. Now, this is where it gets a little deep in psychological warfare. Okay. In the book of The Quick and the Dead, like I said, it's been well known. The the Dajjal was a symbol derived from cattle culture. Okay? And so the Dajjal symbol is a stability based on the sacrum of the bull's spine. So it's a symbol of cattle culture. And see, this is where Egypt went into decline after Africans used to worship the sun and the lion because that represented power and freedom. But they started bringing in cow worship and bull worship and cattle worship. And what that did is, see, that's what you guys don't get about white people and why they're at where they're at. There's no domesticatable animals in Africa. So they had to leave Africa to get domesticatable animals. Domesticatable animals are docile, therefore they're controllable and predictable, and they're domesticatable. And I'll get into later of the bull and what the bull really symbolizes. But the bull is not indigenous to Africa. It was brought into Africa, and so it's actually a form of white supremacy. That's why you always see him with the hook'em horns. And so when you wear the ankh, you're really just celebrating your enslavement and your domestication of someone over you that was not originally celebrated in Africa. And I'll get into later about the bull and the psychology of the bull and everything that it goes with. But original Phoenicians or Egyptians did not like sheep herders. They were into fish and selling. Those were the smelly white people that y'all talk about, that y'all say you hate, but yet you carry an ankh that has everything to do with when they infiltrated Africa and whatnot. So it's a celebration of domestication. That's all the ankhs symbolizes, is the conquering of man, the mark of the beast, the cattle, sheep-like mentality. And it has to do with maybe a little bit more things, and I'll go into that detail. But this one, I just wanted to give you a brief about what the ankh actually is, and basically that New Age crap that was created in 1960s, talking about fertility, is quite foolish, and it has nothing to do with that. And that's why the Christian church has a cross, because they know what it really symbolizes. And then you could go a little deep on more of what it means, the ankh, but the base of it is really the base of the spine of the cow or the bull. And I'm not going to get into it. It could be into a how do you want to say it? A doll, a harvest doll as well, but that's getting to after the fact. Okay, appreciate for your time.